Hello all, Zyceros here. This week I've decided to play some Hawkeye. I don't have any Hawkeye decks pre-built at the moment, so I'm going to be building it on stream again. But we'll get right on that. I am probably going to throw it into... Do I want to throw in a Rhino first? I don't want to throw in a Rhino first. We'll go Claw first. Just for something different. We'll sort that out in a sec though. We've got to build the deck first. Anyway, yeah, so I'm building Hawkeye. I've decided to go for Hawkeye Justice because I've already played Hawkeye Protection, and Aggression and Leadership are very common choices for Hawkeye in general. You can probably already find a lot of content on those particular ones if you were to look for it, because Leadership is the one that he comes with in the pack, and Aggression is just like the most natural fit, I feel, for him. Justice is a little different. I don't think it there's not as obvious a way to build, so I feel like that's more likely to be to end up with a more interesting build. Anyway, let's grab these. I'm going to need a reminder on Hawkeye sets, so we'll grab we'll lay those out. I wouldn't normally do this, at least not on stream. But I'm going to need these reminders. Okay, so what do we got? Quiver for arrows, the bow to actually use the arrows, Mockingbird, arrow resource generation, and a decent amount of wild at 4. That's pretty high. 3 mental, 4 energy, 4 physical. Okay, that's interesting. This was why I said it out like this. I legitimately need to think about what the resources are. Once everything's in play though, it's just 1 wild, 2 mental, 4. Huh. I hadn't considered a Hulk deck with him, but maybe I should need to at some point. Hulk, the aggression ally in this case. Anyway, let's get started on what we can do. So, we have a really good ability to kill minions, so because of like a high damage set here, so we probably want to consider the interrogation room no matter what. We have no spy trait, so we don't really want to go into spycraft. We have a low HP, so we're probably going to have to flip into alter ego a bit, which may actually entail concussive blow. He does have... Is it this one? No, that's the stun one. Cable... Where is it? Sonic arrow. He does have a confuse up here. So, by packing confuse with confuse, I'm hoping to confuse lock effectively. If I do go for that, we'll see if I actually keep it long term. I definitely want to go for justices, I believe? No. We'll think about that. Let's turn it on its side. We'll grab the third one out. We definitely want one of those. Really wish I hadn't accidentally shuffled this as I was grabbing them out. I could use beat cops. Beat cops are great. Big Cop's better if you can stay in hero form forever, which I'm not going to be able to do with this deck. There's third for Justice. I'll definitely need Quake. I really wish I hadn't accidentally shuffled all this. Oh, is this not named properly? Quake's there. If I've got Quake, I should grab Mockingbird and Nick Fury and the free resource cards. Not Heimdall. Okay. First Mightiest Heroes, no. Not in a Justice deck. At least not currently in a Justice deck. Like there's an Avenger there, an Avenger there, and that's it. That is the... Oh, and I guess the Spider-Man, but Spider-Man is a hassle. I'll take a Skilled Investigator, I think. That might end up getting cut long term, we'll see. And Clear the Area is an option. Okay, what else have we got? What else we got that's decent options? Power of Justice is something you should always be considering, but it needs to be considered based off your costs. Don't think I currently justify its inclusion. But we'll put it on the maybe pile. Foiled with 9 HP, I think you can justify that's inclusion. Coulson. I don't have any healing, so I don't think I can justify Daredevil. And I don't think I'm going to go into healing. Jessica Jones, I don't think I can justify. I'm already high damage, and she's more of a damage card than a fort card, generally. She can deal with some side schemes, but that's about it. Counterintelligence is an option, but mainly if I take Coulson, which I'm just going to say, my allies are... Like, I can take so many more allies and it will still be fine. So I think I'm going to put Coulson in. If I'm putting Coulson in, I need... a counterintelligence? Yeah, a counterintelligence. Just so that he has something to grab prep-wise. And I'm going to put 2 copies of Beat Cop in. Okay, this is starting to shape up. At that point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9. Okay, cool. That is well and truly enough to justify these 2. Okay, maybe it's a little dicey, but it's enough to justify those 2, I think. The Queen Carrier is also justified, I feel, at this point. Because that lets me hit the physical here. 2, 3, 4. I might actually... I don't want to... I might actually want to consider Enhanced Physique as a mix of... I'm going to grab the Clear the Areas. I think I'm going to go for that for my actual threat removal options. I think between that, the cable arrow, a couple beat cops, this particular spread of allies, I think I'll be able to handle freight with that. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and the interrogation room. I need a downtime. Do I go endurance? I typically try to avoid it. So I typically try to avoid endurance because there's like it only really matters if you're ever in that 3 HP range, which is a really hard thing to control yourself down to. You're better off just taking downtime and recovering and keeping your HP fuller. But 9 HP free recover is pretty bad. So you could get pretty low, but downtime I still think does a bigger effect for that. I think I'm going to put in a copy of Target Acquired. It's not the biggest deal, but with Coulson I can fish it out when it is an important card. What else? What else? We'll go for 1 enhanced physique to try and turn on my confused game plan. My confused lock, if you will. Yeah. Yep. Where you got to enhance physique? That one. Okay, so it didn't end up going foiled. Not surprised, I'm not a big fan of that card. For Justice is a little bit dicier, like for not going for, I could probably fit it, but I don't think I have the mental without the Clear the Area, and I think that's the card that replaces For Justice. And I think Clear the Area is better if I can maintain Confuse Lock, so we'll go for this, we'll give it a try. So I've got 6 confused cards, 5 confused cards, okay. So I need to be drawing... I can only confuse every other turn, or I can only use a confuse every other turn, so I only need to draw one of them every other turn. 40 card deck, 5, that means 8. Expectation every 8 cards I'll draw one. That should be fine. That should be fine. I think that'll work. Put those all up. Move them off to the side. And let's set up Claw. Yep, so that's built.